understand what we're dealing with.
They are taken.
Eris, get your rock off my map.
A year after launch, Destiny still remains a polarizing game. After completing the core missions and strikes, casual players hit a wall in character progression and quickly abandoned the repetitive grind, while hardcore loyalists stayed with their friends and pre-existing clans. 2 DLC packs, the House of Wolves and the Dark Below, added additional maps and missions, and a new hub area to give invested players something new to do. However, there was little incentive for retired Guardians to make a comeback. As a self-proclaimed soft reboot, is the Taken King a good enough reason to revisit the tower? Or has Destiny run its course?
Hey, I got a pool running on what sort of crazy you'll kill next.
A slew of changes have already taken effect from patch 2.0. The light system has been completely revamped. Light level is now directly tied to weapon and armor power, while your player level increases by killing enemies and completing quests. It might not seem like a drastic change, and the focus has always been about finding better items, but your efforts are now constantly rewarded. No more hoping for that one piece of equipment you need to raise your light level. There's also a new quest system that introduces context to each objective. Nolan North replaces Peter Dinklage as Ghost and does a commendable job of explaining different parts of Destiny's world. Although the nature of Ghost's robotic delivery still makes it hard to get invested, the quest system is a welcome addition that helps give a motive to your missions. It isn't simply about getting from point A to point B to kill a gang of aliens. Characters seem invested in the world around them, whether they send you to recover a lost relic or loved one.
I'm detecting a series of concentric barriers around the bridge site.
The story involves Oryx, father of Crota, who many Guardians have previously faced. Oryx has come to exact his revenge after the death of his son, which helps emphasize a personal investment for the player, especially for those who completed Crota's end. While Oryx's dialogue and interaction is minimal, it's the first time we've actually cared about a villain in Destiny. He has a massive impact on Destiny's universe, as tons of different characters come together to face him.
So is the Cosmodrome as nasty as they say?
The core campaign missions are the best Destiny has offered thus far. The fact that Oryx is a villain worth caring about raises the stakes and makes objectives more meaningful. While the missions are not as advanced as strikes, they do feature interesting mechanics and engaging boss battles. For example, the Taken can multiply, forcing the player to kill them quickly or risk getting overwhelmed. Cutscenes between missions and a great performance from Nathan Fillion make the entire experience brisk and cohesive. It has a comedic energy and clear goals that help you work toward the main goal. Once the main set is complete, there are tons of post-game missions. They range from finding things on specific planets to killing raid bosses. By having multiple ways to obtain gear outside of the Strike playlist, the Taken King helps alleviate the post-game grind considerably. There are 3 new subclasses available. Each offers diverse playstyles that were previously absent. Titans gain access to the solar-based Sunbreaker, which turns them into an inferno capable of throwing hammers great distances. While Titans were previously frontline fighters, this newfound range ensures they can pick off enemies from afar, and it's satisfying when enemies group together and explode in a ball of flame. Hunters have a new void-based class called Night Stalker. When fully charged, they can unleash a bow and arrow attack that creates a swirling void ball that latches onto enemies within range, slowing their movement. While the enemies can shoot the ball to disengage, they're usually dead before they have a chance. The Hunter's core abilities have focused on solo play, but this focus on support changes how they help their entire team. Finally, Warlocks have the arc-based Stormcaller. Once their super meter is charged, they can send out a devastating lightning attack. The short range of its effectiveness forces Warlocks to get up close and personal. All this presents new and diverse ways to play Destiny. The synergy between classes is amplified by allotting a different element to each subclass that helps highlight teamwork and emphasize knowing when to use each supermove. In strikes, when enemies have different weaknesses, it's up to the team to rotate their supermoves accordingly. The thrill of a hunter locking down enemies with a bow as a titan rains down a hammering death is exhilarating. There are 4 brand new strikes, while 3 older strikes have been tweaked to include the new Taken enemies. These are clearly made for veteran players, as they are slightly more difficult than previous strikes. One boss fight that stands out takes place in total darkness, similar to Crota's End, and sticking together as a team can be hard. Even if you have a game plan, the hectic circumstances will force you to improvise. Another strike has one player carrying a ball of light to a specific location in order to progress, while his teammates must protect him. Altogether, these new strikes in the Taken King are easily the most enjoyable in Destiny so far. The new Dreadnought patrol zone offers additional ways to hunt for gear and is filled with hidden passages, treasure chests, and even boss fights. Finding runes and fulfilling certain requirements unlocks dynamic battles that support up to 6 players. These fights get progressively tougher and are always thrilling, especially when a random group of guardians joins the fray. Getting lost and searching for secrets on this massive warship is energizing compared to grinding the Strike playlist in vanilla Destiny, and another option for post-game content. Crucible offers 8 new maps and 2 new game modes. The maps are in line with the previous batch, albeit with some new scenery. However, the new modes are incredibly fun. Rift tasks players with capturing a ball of light and slamming it into the opposing base. It places the focus on teamwork and dividing roles as attackers and defenders. Plus, the new subclasses complement the mode as well. The other new mode, Mayhem, recharges super moves much faster than normal and plays out as frantically as the mode's title suggests.
Some creatures of the Hive strain against the will of Oryx. Alakul, the Darkblade, is one such.
It's evident Bungie has been listening to fan feedback this last year and has worked hard to reinvent Destiny. The story is presented better than ever, the new subclasses offer different playstyles and draw players together, and the grind is alleviated thanks to a plethora of post-game missions and the Dreadnought patrol zone. We haven't played the raid and are choosing to judge Destiny on the content that will be delivered to players on day 1, but we have incredibly high hopes given everything we've seen so far. If you are a new, returning, or current player in Destiny, The Taken King is absolutely worth checking out.
Did you see that? I think that patch of chitin just blinked at me.